just crossed my mind. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind, and you know that notion, and you know that notion just crossed my mind.
This is FM 101.9 KSCA. That's Walkman's Dead here, Grateful Dead, as we continue our tribute to the late Jerry Garcia. All night long, you're going to hear nothing but Grateful Dead music here at KSCA. So we've just sort of made that decision.
I thank everyone for coming out. We're all in this thing together. Now, what we're doing when the radio station is playing commercials is opening it up and letting you... That was my entree into the world of the Deadheads. I had a roommate. Her name was Rose with a Z, and I never knew what I was going to come into when I came into my room. But it was usually Terrapin Station playing, and yeah. And I learned a lot about the Grateful Dead from Rose, who went on to teach kindergarten. And I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's probably doing the same thing we are tonight. And I was lucky enough to see the Dead again this May in Las Vegas, and I know a bunch of you were there too. And it reaffirmed my faith in Deadheads, and just to help me realize that what this group of people is all about is togetherness and sharing and caring, and that's why we're all here tonight. So, and I know some of you have stories to share, so come on up and share one with me. Come on up.
Back in 1967, it was about 67, and this is really dating. There's a lot of people that might remember being in Speedway Park in San Francisco, where the Grateful Dead and Janis and the Airplane were playing in the park for free. You know, where we didn't have to pay, just we're out there free, and they were up on the stage playing. And to be here tonight is just like really history. It's history one more time. And it's great. It's just great to see all these people. It's like deja vu, remembering all the old times back then, and the park when it used to be like this, you know, back in the 60s and the 70s. And there was peace and there's love, and it's really good to be here and see everybody just having a good time.
My name's Tom. Right into it. Is this good enough? Even closer? Alright. Well, the thing that I remember the most, and the story that I'd like to share, is in one of my experiences meeting Garcia. It was never on a personal level. It was always just bumping into him at a restaurant or an airport, but it was a restaurant after the last show at Red Rocks, and we were having breakfast at the hotel, and Jerry was sitting across the restaurant, and I went out of my way just to be annoying and go and say hello. And I said, Jerry, there's one thing I gotta say to you. It's thank you for a real good time. Because Loose Loose is my favorite song. And Garcia and the band brought me the most joy. And the last thing I'd like to say is it was the drugs that brought me, but it was the people and music that kept me there. Yeah.
I think just one word to say what I'm going to miss most. Obviously the music. We all know CDs, plastic vinyl. We all got a good 76 Buffalo tape bootleg and whatever the years, the places. What I'm going to miss is this right here. It was the shows that made it. And that was it. It was running into someone you hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years in the most obscure places, and, you know, sharing a veggie burrito and a good old Sierra Nevada.
And I guess the main thing I wanted to say was how wonderful it is to see all of us here together, and we're not here to take something from them, but we're here maybe to give something back and to show that we are together in this, and that if we need each other, we'll always be there for each other.
Some people have been saying hi to me, and it's good to see you all again, but I got a late start. My first show was the Dead Dylan Anaheim show in '87. Some tapes, glad I got the friends, and glad you're all here. Glad I'm here.
Hi, my name's Ricky. I have this story to tell you when I was in Atlanta on a spring tour in '94. I'm not totally too sure how to explain this to you, but I was stuck there in Atlanta, right? And trying to get back here to California. And I was debating on if I should go or not. And at the same time, as I was thinking, here comes Bobby, cranks into estimated profit. So he's got me thinking here, all right, I gotta go. Right? And so I'm deciding here, I gotta go. So I'm like, I'm leaving tonight. And then somewhere into the trip, I remember he's gone. And then I'm like, whoa, dude. And I'm looking at the stage. I'm looking up at the stage, man. And there's nothing but skeleton bones just playing. The next thing I know, it's
Turn off the camera. Turn the camera back on. The best is yet to come.
They're into Stella Blue. And it's quiet. They got a slow little guitar thing going. And this man, everybody's just completely quiet. And this guy screams out, "You're beautiful, Jerry." And we look, and Jerry, I see Jerry's, you can see there's tears coming down. It was almost like he stopped, and all of a sudden he's into this jam, and he's jamming. It was, I'm trying to make you guys feel what we were feeling at this place, and only the way they can do it, right? You know? All I can say is, you're beautiful, Jerry, and we love you. Thank you.
My name's Joel. I think this last guy's a little hard to follow. I'm one of these people who can actually say I first saw the Dead here in Los Angeles in June of 1973 at the amphitheater, when you used to be able to sit outside and look at the whole valley, and they had the wall of, the wall of sound, which also was a wall of light, which did some rather unusual things in my brain. But the other thing is that we're all out here, and when we're together, it's like we know each other, we see each other, we have our way of dressing, everything. But when we get out in the real world, we have this, image of us that's like not right. And then I say, but wait a minute, there's a lot of supposedly straight people who are into the Dead. And I knew it, the way I knew it was years ago when I walked in a courtroom, and I walked in and the judge said, please come in the chambers. And there was a nice Dead sticker on his desk. And that gave me an awful lot of faith. And I kind of know that some way that Jerry's shining down on us, and that appropriately we're having a wake. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I wanted to give a little bit of a historical perspective. I went to my first Dead show back in 1969 at Woodstock. And I fell asleep in the middle of the Dead set. Since then I've gone to, I guess, about 250 to 300 Grateful Dead shows. A couple of specific ones I just want to mention. Back when I was in high school in 1969-70, the Dead used to play shows at the Fillmore East in New York, which were called the Dead at Midnight. And for those of you who weren't around, I mean, this was the Dead at their peak. They played 3 sets. First, it was the acoustic Dead, where Bobby and Jerry and Phil would play acoustically for an hour to an hour and a quarter. Then, it was the New Riders of the Purple Sage with Jerry and Phil. They would play for another hour and a half, and then at 3:30 in the morning, the Dead would come on and play electrically for 4 hours. And they would only play like 9 to 12 songs during those 4 hours. All they do is jam, and that's what we fell in love with. 7.5 to 8 hours of shows. That was Nirvana, that was the best. That's when I fell in love with the Dead. And I just also want to mention, you know, in honor of Jerry, I was at Roosevelt Stadium in New Jersey the day that they played with the band on Jerry's 30th birthday. God bless him.
Hello. I've seen 32 shows, and the Grateful Dead changed my life and showed me where I wanted to go and what was real, and that's what I wanted to say.
I just want to remind you a couple more things. We're going to be playing Grateful Dead music all night on KSCA, so as you leave here, you can be listening. We have live music going until about 10:30, and then we have a Jerry Garcia tribute hosted by Jim Ladd tonight, and then all night long up until about 5 in the morning. Lots of Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia music. So just wanted to let you know as you're leaving here to turn your radios on. We got more stories.
Hi, my name is David, and you know, I know we're all like really sad that Jerry's gone, but what's really making me sad is hearing people talk like this is some kind of an ending. This doesn't have to be an ending, you know. Let's make this a beginning of and let's keep this way of life going.
Hi, my name is Vila La, and I just want to say, I love the motherfucker and his music!
Hi, my name is Vila.
Well, first of all, I gotta say I love 101.9 because it's a station you know you're gonna hear the Dead on, and for the first time in a long time you can hear the Dead on the radio in LA. And the other thing I wanted to say is all the people that stayed at work when you heard the news today, that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, was to stay there and try and deal with people and customer service. I had to be nice. And I'm like, Jerry died today! I don't want to talk to you! Okay? And the other thing is, I mean, it sounds kind of corny. I was born in '64, and everyone always talks about when Kennedy died, and I'm going to always remember where I heard it, what day it was, exactly where I was when Jerry died. The other thing is, you know, it's a weird type of meeting here, but, you know, everyone's coming up and saying, I saw the Dead. It's been 10 years, and, you know, it's like we're validating ourselves by how many years, but it's been a lot. So that's what I had to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, if you can't come out for the Grateful Dead, who can you come out for? I saw the Grateful Dead my first time for a show for Mike Lina in 1985, and I continued the Michael newsletter as St. Michael for a long time. If any of you ever got that newsletter, we stopped it a long time ago hoping that somebody would be midwifed into taking all of these people who wanted to talk to each other and communicate through the Grateful Dead. I think it's real important for us today to realize that Jerry is in the Bardo state, and he needs our encouragement to not be attached to this, to what we're doing. We are here, we have a great time. It's great to have a great time, but don't tell Jerry not to be attached, okay? Let go, let him have it, all right? Because he's on his way to great heights, okay? Thanks.
For people in Los Angeles, I think the Las Vegas shows of the last few years have meant a lot to us because it's a great venue. I have two really strong memories of Dead shows. One was last year when it was about 115 degrees. And Jerry's out there in shorts and it might have been 60 degrees. He jammed for 3 hours. And the year before, I think it was the year before, they run together, where it was May. It got really cloudy during space. Huge bolts of lightning. Awesome lighting show, something only Jerry could have thought up. And then, just as the clouds parted, they went into Here Comes Sunshine. It was awesome. Right. And just the last thing is that we're all community, and when we get out on the streets, and people see our bumper stickers, and they look at us funny, if you're in your car, and they're trying to cut in, let them in, nod, smile, and let them know that we're all family, we all need to live together.